Hello, everybody. My name is Justin, and today I'm going to be talking to you guys about radio advertising. Radio advertising began to be broadcasted over the radio in the beginning of the 20th century. Most of the advertising came from business owners who owned the radio stations as well. At first, the commercials were more to raise public awareness about their business or products, therefore, they weren't paid commercials. Many say that the first broadcast program came from AT&T. Queensboro Corporation was the first company to do so and paid $100 for a 10-minute ad about some apartments. There are many advantages of the radio, which include cost and efficiency, receptivity, selectivity, flexibility, mental imagery, and integrated marketing opportunities. One of the best strengths of radio advertising is cost and efficiency. Radio commercials are very relatively cheap to produce. All they need is a narration of script to be read out loud by the announcer, or they can be pre-recorded for an ad themselves. Receptivity is also important because it provides advertisers with a receptive environment for their advertisement. Studies show that consumers perceive radio advertising to be more personally relevant to them than TV and internet ads. Another advantage is the high degree of audience and selectivity. This allows businesses to choose where they advertise through selected demographics and various program formats. There are many different radio stations for each different consumer. The radio is very flexible because it allows you to make changes to your script or message almost minutes up to airtime for an ad. Messages can easily be manipulated to market conditions and market situations. Mental imagery creates a mental image of your brand. This can be done by using music or phrases that remind a consumer of a TV ad. This will make a connection with the consumer via the radio. Radio allows marketers to get very creative with a variety of marketing methods, all about generating a message and creating brand awareness. There's many different ways to integrate marketing opportunities like social media, sales promotion, and event marketing. There are some limitations to radio advertising, which include creative limitations, fragmentation, chaotic buying procedures, limited research data, limited listener attention, competition from digital media, and clutter. Advertisers are limited to only words, so there is an absence of visual imagery for your brand. The radio cannot show the product or use any type of visual appeal to their product or services. Fragmentation is another problem with the radio because it has a large number of stations. The percentage of people that are tuned in is relatively small. One station may only attract less than 10% of the local area's possible listeners. There is limited to how they conduct research on an advertisement. There is basically no way to track a radio ad unless you use a promotion to show how many people actually use the promotion. But again, it is limited because it doesn't tell you how many people in total saw the ad that it reached. Most radio ads come from businesses who don't have a high revenue or marketing budget to conduct research on a product. Another product is its limited listener attention. Because of the high number of radio stations, listeners don't really enjoy listening to advertisements, so they change the station. It's difficult to retain their attention. There are many forms of digital advertising that the radio competes with. Things like Sirius Radio and XM Radio are affecting the way to use the regular radio stations. Then you have platforms like iHeartRadio and Pandora who offer internet radio and their own advertisement spots, which may include commercial-free. Buying radio time is similar to ads, in which you can buy either network spot or local radio. each have their own advantages. There are 7 national networks, which include Westwood and Premier. These companies make it easy for your radio station to get out, but come with a price. You can also spot to buy time with certain local stations and allows you to choose where your ads get played. It includes 20% of the total radio time sold. Local radio is bought by local businesses and makes up 79% of the total bought time on the radio.